This week's episode of Voyager is super horny. That's right, there's so much sexual innuendo and sex shit going on that I was feeling uncomfortable. How are you feeling?
I feel fine, but that's just generally normal behavior.
For him, like 100%. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into the review for Star Trek Voyager Season 2, Episode 2, Elogium. Starting off, a Kes episode, which I was quite happy about, but this episode starts off with Kes walking into the mess hall with Tom Paris.
Yep, and he's just been a friendly guy, carrots and cabbage.
Oh, no, see, if you don't pay attention, because when Kes and him say goodbye, Kes looks away, Kes has no interest, but Tom lingers on her a little bit. Yeah. And then, of course, Neelix goes in, and this is probably the first big example of Neelix is super jealous and a bit of a dick.
Yeah, he's very territorial about his women.
I trust you. I don't trust him. That is literally like gaslighting right there. Like, you have to trust the other person won't cheat.
Yeah, Neelix is problematic at best. So
throughout the whole episode. Everything else about Neelix, I understand, but that jealousy thing, I don't like.
Yeah.
And then they come across some space sperm.
Yeah, they kind of look like just semen.
Yeah, like space semen, but pink.
Yeah.
Hang on, Spearman. Spearman?
Spearman. Yeah, the Spearman.
And immediately after that happens, because Kes found a bug in one of her salads and she takes it back to her horticultural thing. Immediately after they meet these bugs, these space semen, Kes starts acting weird and eating crazy shit like bugs. Now, my interesting part about, can you stop playing with the cat? Anyway, she starts eating the bugs, and I love the fact that they painted the backs of every one of these bugs. Yeah. They all had like different colours, like lightning things, because that's what bugs would do. They would have lightning patterns on the back.
Yeah, why not? They want to look cool. They want to look fast.
But yeah, she starts eating that. She goes a bit crazy, and then we find out that the alien seamen aren't there. Oh, and I forgot. Chakotay runs into two officers kissing in the turbo lift.
Yep. He sees some horny shit, and he's a bit weirded out, just like you are when you see horny shit.
Only because it's so unnatural in Star Trek. But he's like, oh, I don't know what happened. This is actually before the Kessian jealousy.
Yeah, it's before the semen as well. The Spearman.
The whole episode is basically about should they pair up and have relationships, and that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
Neelix goes into Kes, and she's eating mashed potato with butter, which is delicious. But then she mixed dirt in with it.
Yeah, she added a dash of dirt.
So she's eating weird, is what I'm saying.
Hey, if you were a kid and you ate mud pies, you would understand the feeling that sometimes dirt just tastes really good.
I never ate mud pies.
You never ate mud pies?
No, I made mud pies, but I never ate them.
You never ate them?
No.
Oh, really?
No, because
I never were interested in trying to figure it out.
It's funny, you've got like things in your head. But yeah, so Kes is eating this mashed potato, and Neelix is getting super worried because she's eating all of this weird shit.
Yeah, and then she was eating fistful of bugs.
Yeah, bugs and stuff like that. So he tries to take her to sickbay, and then when he does that, this happens. I laughed my tits off when I saw this.
Yeah,
it's just like, why is it? What a choice! What a weird choice. Well, it's the same thing when she was eating the bugs. Before that, when she ate the bugs and she looked surprised.
I love the moment when she's like being picked up by Neelix. And she bites the flowers and she's like,
it was like she was a rabid dog eating food. It was so good. And not even like, I didn't even think cheesy. I just thought this is actually really funny.
Yeah.
And she.
Well, when Neelix goes to press the communicator and he misses.
I didn't even notice.
You didn't notice that?
To be honest, I'm paying as little interest in Neelix as possible.
Don't be mean to him. He's just a kid.
Not a kid. But yeah, so they're in this blobby, spermy thing, and they can't get out. Everything. They start attaching to the warp nacelles of Voyager.
Yeah, they're trying to appropriate.
No, they don't find that out yet. Because can I point out, literally everyone in this episode has a little bit of horn. So Chakotay talks to Janeway about the crew members who were making out.
Yeah.
And throughout that conversation, they're talking about how, that's going to start happening, it's the way it is. But you look at Janeway's eyes and sort of Chakotay and so, and it's one of those things throughout Voyager. Like Robert Beltran, who plays Chakotay, literally half-asses everything, but his chemistry with Kate Mulgrew is undeniable. Like,
it's amazing.
Even in this scene, you're just like she's got Mark, obviously, and we see a photo of Mark with the dog. And you instantly go, they have a chemistry here. Like, there's something there.
Yeah. And it's a missed opportunity, because I feel like that would be a great sort of love triangle at the end.
Yes. We find out that Cassie's got some weird chemical stuff going on, linked to the little buggy aliens. The doctor kicks Neelix out of sickbay.
Yeah, because Neelix is straight up batshit crazy.
Yeah,
he's like so worried he's gone batshit
overprotective and crazy. And I'm just sitting there and I'm going, the doctor needs to kick him out. And Cass doesn't even argue with the doctor saying, I want him here. She's just like, just get him the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's been a nuisance.
So he goes and complains to the captain, and he goes, why should a hologram have a say over what a person says? And I'm sitting there going, actually, that's really, like, considering they very much sort of shifted into the doctor is another member of the crew.
Yeah, it's interesting. And I think it's also the first time you see the doctor actually, like, visibly pissed off. Like, I love at the end of that scene, it's just like...
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Yeah. So the doctor, after Neelix goes and complains to the captain, the doctor calls Janeway to come down to sickbay because Cass has locked herself in the doctor's office, which is what he seems to find annoying, not the fact that there's anything wrong.
She's also
she's locked herself in. Yeah, she does this weird constant, like, wet hair.
Yeah, and her eye shadow is all fucked up. And it's quite...
And can I point out, Jennifer Lien, who plays Cass, is doing a really, like,
she's trying
big job. Yeah. And she wasn't...
After this, didn't she end up in, like, a DUI or some shit?
Yeah, she did do... I don't know if you remember the Men in Black cartoon series.
Oh, yeah.
She played the woman in that, so, like, the depressed, sad woman.
Yeah.
She did a few voiceover things and a few little things. I think she was in, like, American History X or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she was. And so... She's a great actress when she gets great stuff, and in this episode she sort of gets a mixed bag because as soon as when she's in the office, she eventually lets Janeway in, which is a very motherly thing. I love the way Janeway just sort of opens her arms.
Yeah,
it's just like come on, we need a cuddle.
Yeah,
and then she goes, the sack is where my child would be, and you find out that Cass is on the horn, pregnant.
Yeah, she's on heat.
Yeah, and it only happens once in an Ocampa's lifetime, usually around 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, so she's like a cat when they first get horny.
We're once again reminded that she is under 2 years old.
She's under 1 year old.
No, she's over 1 year old. She's like 1.5.
No, but she's like, I am way too young.
So she's way too young to even have a baby, but this might be her only opportunity. So immediately she wants to have children with Neelix. I don't know why you would.
For someone that is so young, why does she seem like she's got so much experience in life? That's
if you live for a shorter amount of time, then obviously you'd go through life experiences at a different rate. It would adjust, I imagine. Yeah. It's like a bug lives to 24 hours. It goes through its entire life cycle in that time. That is all it has, and that's all it knows.
Yeah.
A turtle lives for 300 years, so they learn at a different rate. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Humans are also one of the only sort of creatures that takes so long to reach maturity.
Yeah,
we take our brains don't just stop developing till like 23.
No, isn't it 25?
No,
in some people,
men maybe.
Yeah. I got ADD. It wasn't until 30.
And it immediately, what I find funny is Cass is the one going through all of this trauma, right?
Yeah.
Cass is the one having all this shit happen to her. It immediately flips to, is Neelix feeling okay? Like, it very much specifies on whether Neelix wants to have children.
Well, and I feel like, they have that moment where they're talking about it, and she's like, well, this could be an opportunity, and Neelix is like, this is a fucking lot all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, I was not expecting this morning. Like, I was pissed off at Tom.
but that did lead, to be fair, to a nice moment with Tuvok, where he goes to talk to Tuvok about having children. And Tim Russ does this amazing thing where he's not verbally showing emotion, but there's something about his performance which is conveying that he misses his family.
Yeah. Well, he straight up says that it's unfortunate he can't be around.
Yeah, he sort of, and even when Neelix sort of stopped the conversation, he sort of points that out. And I'm sitting there going, man, that's why Tim Russ is the best Vulcan.
Yeah,
because obviously Spock is half human, half Vulcan. T'Pol is sort of all Vulcan, but sort of very much idolizes humans in a way. Whereas Tim Russ is playing a Vulcan with no emotions and still manages to convey emotions.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
And Neelix, I like the way as well that Neelix goes, I could teach a boy a whole heap of things. Yeah. And then he goes, girl, I couldn't teach a girl anything. And Tuvok is just like, why would you not teach the boy the same as the girl? Like, why is that different?
It's not.
But see, I thought actually that's really progressive because a lot of guys, when they go, I want to have a boy because I want to teach a boy stuff.
And prospectively, like this band in the 90s, that was extremely progressive.
Well, definitely in terms of, I wouldn't say it's super progressive for the 90s, but I would say it's a point that you need to make when someone says, I can only raise a boy because girls would be too hard. Like there's no difference. You just have to be there for them and support them. So I loved that moment. They decide that they're going to use the deflector dish to push away these aliens. It doesn't really work. It makes them super blue, and they attach to the warp nacelles, and then big fucking blobby CGI alien turns up.
Spearman,
I don't even know what it is. He's sort of like, dude, you're in my turf. Yeah. And we essentially, like, you can see where this is going. Like, this is heading towards where you think it's heading.
Yeah.
But you've got certainly sort of, the theme of the episode is a lot of sex, but also a lot of, like, what are they going to do? I think there was too much in it, to be honest. I think they should have separated the Neelix Kess stuff and the ship responsibilities, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I would have loved to explore relationships on the ship without focusing on Kess and Neelix.
Yeah, I feel like I can agree with that because, like, this isn't a great episode. It's a good episode because it has a lot of questions in it.
I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed learning more about Kess's species. It's very much like, it's sort of Voyager's version of Amok Time, I want to say. Yeah. When Spock goes through his mating process.
Yeah, like Janeway's definitely concerned about whether or not she can provide a place like that's safe enough.
Yeah, an environment for kids. She has to talk with Chakotay about it. And it's just that sort of, if this becomes a generational ship, we're going to have kids, we're going to have to pair off them, we have to teach them, we have to supply them with
we have to make room for them.
Like it's a real existential crisis, which is interesting because it plays to Voyager's concept.
Yeah.
And then you have Neelix having trouble figuring out whether he wants to be a dad, which he decides he wants to be a dad. But then as soon as he decides, Kess is like,
not only does he want to be a dad, not only does he decide to be a dad, but he wants a girl.
Yeah,
that's the main
I give zero shit.
He's changed. He's went like 180.
So when he says he wants kids, Kess immediately goes, well, I need to go and have a foot massage to get me horns.
Well, my tongue needs to be swollen to be in the right place and stuff.
So she goes to the doctor and she's freaking out because she doesn't know whether she's ready to have kids. And that's where we should have been.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that she says that, like, when Neelix didn't want to have kids, she thought that she really wanted to have kids. And now it's became a thing. It's,
I think,
a bit different. It's it's became reality. It's like, maybe not.
I'm pretty sure at this point the writers were sort of thinking a way of ending this relationship. Because I don't think they had a lot of chemistry anyway. So I think it's a bit weird.
I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunity with Cass. And I think that she was a really good character.
Well, also you think about it.
Her pairings are fairly bad. Like being paired with Neelix is sort of. But I don't see why that was necessary in the first place.
I don't know why either. But if you look at like Kess's character, right? She's a character who lives for 9 years. Show's going to run for 7. They're pretty sure it's going to run for 7. Yeah. So she's going to go from young to old within the series duration. She also has telekinetic powers, of which are above any of the crew. So you can see that growth. You can also see, because she's a new alien. We don't know anything about her.
Yeah, it's really
it's really sad later on. But I think that Kes could have been amazing. I think once they started focusing on Janeway and the others, Kes came across as kind of a weaker character, and they were just like,
I feel like it comes down to the pairing and stuff like that. Like, I think if she just came on board as if she was single, and she didn't have any attachments, but she was just there.
Immediately would have hooked up with Tom, because I think Tom and her have a lot of chemistry.
They do. They're very similar.
Even their tiny little interactions, I think they would have a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
Neelix comes across in this episode as a dick and very controlling.
But he does that. He does come off as a dick quite often.
So, we'll go back to the story. I know he does. But so, Voyager eventually discovers that they're on the horn, these spermicide things. They're attaching, they think it's a mate, and they're trying to get out of there, and this big blobby thing is attacking them and pushing them away, and Chakotay goes, what if they're horns? And
what if we've got to be submissive?
Yeah, what if we've got to be submissive? Which is basically the way it is, because nothing else has worked. But
I feel like that's how Chakotay would be in bed, though. Very submissive.
I feel like we're talking about this. I don't want to think of Chakotay in bed.
Don't you?
No, he's not handsome at all. So he comes to that idea. Janeway does what he says. They make the ship blue, and then it turns over so they can escape, because it's Animal Behavior 101. Yeah. Then Janeway turns around, and I like the line.
Good work, Commander. In the future, if I have any questions about mating behavior, I'll know where to go.
And I'm like, yeah. So even in that comment, it felt like Janeway's like, yeah, you're hot.
Yeah, I'm probably going to fuck you sooner or later.
But we find out after this that Kes decided not to have a child.
Yeah.
Like you said, not off screen, she's decided.
Probably an intelligent thing to do when you're 1.5. Not have kids.
Well, no, look, but that was her only chance. But she decided not to have kids. The doctor tells her that it'll probably it might happen again later on in life. You have time, it's not a problem. She tells Neelix this. Neelix is disappointed he didn't have a daughter. And I do agree with Neelix on this one point that the daughter should look like Kes, because Kes is 10 times prettier than Neelix.
Yeah.
But that was sweet.
Yeah.
And then what is the end? Oh, yes. And then we get Ensign Wildman popping into
her first on-screen moment.
Yeah, well, I think this is her first episode.
Yeah, it is.
And she literally comes in and goes, I'm pregnant. And Janeway's a little bit concerned at first, and then she's like, congratulations, big smile. And she expresses that it's her only connection to home. So we sort of hints that in the future they're going to have to deal with these things a lot more.
They're going to have kids.
And we know with Wildman, we know.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen.
I like the episode. I think it's a fun episode. I think, other than the Neelix douchebaggery at the beginning, it's a good episode. It's solid. I like all the chemistry. I like that Voyager almost gets nailed.
Yeah. Nailed or railed?
Either or.
There was several of them.
But it was. I like the fact that there was an alien thing outside, and they were sort of exploring that while exploring the sexiness stuff with Kes, while exploring Chakotay and Janeway's decisions on procreating and dating in the crew. Yeah, I do feel like you could have had 3 separate episodes with all of these things.
Yeah,
but it was nice that they sort of put all those themed ones in the same spot.
It does seem a bit busy though.
Yeah, it definitely feels like one of these things could have been taken out and made its own episode.
Yeah,
like it's. I don't know how to explain.
What did you think of the episode?
I just said.
You liked it?
No, I thought it was good. I just don't like the Neelix being a dick.
Okay.
And what did you like about the episode?
It's okay.
I need more than that. It's a review channel, not It's Okay channel.
It's a good episode. You should watch it.
It's okay. You should watch it. What did you think of the episode?
It's a bit boring.
It's a review channel. You need to go into why.
I don't know. I'm not the reviewer. I'm just the guy that sits here and goes, oh, damn, shit.
The reason we do these is because we're reviewing them. You're the dopey, I don't know much about Star Trek guy, and I'm the guy who knows too much about Star Trek guy. It's the way it works.
Then why do they want my opinion?
Because there might be people who don't know much about Star Trek and want to know.
Yeah, no, it's a fun episode. I think that moment, my favourite moment of the episode is...
Trying to change your mind again? Was it a middling episode? Was it a super happy episode? Was it a super sexy episode? Did you jerk off during the middle of it?
No.
Like, what? Any more opinions you want to throw out there with no explanation?
10 out of 10. Would buy again.
There is no episode. There is no episode of Voyager. There's 10 out of 10.
I think there's one.
Name it.
Name it. I don't know its name.
Actually, I do think there's one.
Yeah,
But we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. I've been TrekTrav. This has been Ribbit. Once again. Oh,
Daddy.
See, that's what I have to leave it. He is essentially those little worms attaching themselves to Voyagers and the cells. Just horny all the time. Subscribe, like, comment. Bye.